If I go exceed your expectations, please refer me 3 clients. I invest my marketing dollars into the relationship. You could do things together as you start building your team. They could come in with absolutely no money and come away with a home.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on Real Estate Edge. Got some good information for you today. So if you haven't been here before, my name is Jeffrey DeJesus, and I hold this meeting every Monday morning, and then I have a Wednesday called The Shift at 12 noon. Okay, well, anyways, how's everybody doing? The market? Did you guys do your open houses? Did you guys go ahead and get some escrows going? Well, it's been a very, very long. It was my birthday weekend, so I didn't work. I guess I did work because I had some Zoom meetings. I actually picked up like, I don't know, a few assignments for foreclosures, around 16 assignments. And so it varies in assignments. My job is to take photos, upload them, get them to the lender, possibly get a contractor, assist the sheriff to getting into property. So it's going to be a busy end of the year, and hopefully these properties come on the market. So I'm partnering up with some people on these foreclosures. But if you have never gotten the opportunity to do foreclosures, it is a process. One, you got to get certified. If you're with, whether you're with Remax, Coldwell Banker, you just got to know the process. If you're with EXP, there is a foreclosure department. You got to get certified. So get certified, get with the asset manager there, and ask for assignments. Okay. Seems like the market is really starting to pick up on the default side, which is sad for those that are going into default. And, you know, for us realtors, whether the market is good, bad, sideways, we still make a commission. At least you should be able to negotiate your commission. So, all right. So foreclosures, I hope you're able to get yourself an account. I don't foresee like thousands, like 2006, 7, and 8, but I do see there are going to be quite a few, and it's always an opportunity if you get in with the bank. And so there are techniques. There's a lot of information on how to do it. One, you find an asset manager. How can I say? You build a relationship, and then you ask for the assignments. And first, it's going to be a lot of tedious work. They're going to send you to properties, maybe properties that are not in the best neighborhoods. They're going to ask you to take photos for like $75, and then you have to upload it onto their platform, and then make a report. And you may have to do that every week or every month, depending on the bank on how their procedures are. So it's a really good way to have another lead source for your business. So keep that in mind. And, you know, during the holidays, it might be a good time to do some research. And like I said, if you're with EXP, you get certified, you go right into your app, get certified, then they'll know you are open to some foreclosure opportunities, and then they'll start assigning you some properties. And then if you do well, if you know how to follow directions, you know, the directions are simple. Take a front photo, take a side photo, take an interior photo of every bedroom, etc. And, you know, timely, if you could post on with being safe, right? Because you're gonna be posting on some of the doors, making sure that the place is vacant, or if it isn't, you may have to let the tenant or the prior owner know that the property has been foreclosed, and that if you want to do cash for keys, if the lender is offering that opportunity, then that's you'll get these instructions, and then the asset manager will evaluate on how you comprehend. And if you do well, then they can report to their boss and say, hey, Jeffrey did a good job with these last properties. Why don't we give him some more opportunities? Then those assets, these properties, once they need to go onto the market, then hopefully, because you're the one that uploaded the information and you did the report, they're going to contact you and say, hey, can you list these properties for us? And that's basically how that's going to work. Okay. So anyways, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get going with our assignment here. It's about podcasting. And if you haven't done one, it's a really great way to meet more people and get more reach. Podcasting and webinars as lead magnets. Have you ever thought about that this space, like Grant Cardone and a lot of the people you see online, doing developments, providing classes and webinars, they actually use it for lead magnets. And then they also turn it into a business. So, and this is what we're going to be talking about today. And I do a lot of, videos and webinars and seminars because I develop credibility. I also do a lot of teaching. I have a large organization, and this really helps my business get to where I want to go. Okay, so you want to think about this, and let's just get right into it. Why podcasting and webinars work? Well, it builds authority and trust. That's really where it is. I mean, I do a lot of these. I mean, I get development opportunities, I get REO opportunities. A lot of brokers hire me to sell their home. I mean, I currently have a few properties that are on the market, on and off the market, that brokers want me to sell or other agents. Create evergreen content that attracts clients over time. Okay. Evergreen meaning ongoing, something that keeps going. I always, when I'm creating business and like real estate, I always think about the evergreen, the passive income to it. That's why building a portfolio is very important to my family and I, is because at some point in real estate, we're going to want to like maybe slow down in sales and slow down that hustle. And so anyways, show your expertise in real estate, neighborhoods and strategies. Yeah. Generate warm leads who already trust your voice. Why podcasting and webinars and YouTube, it works well because it really gives you an authority. Podcast leads magnet strategy. So choose topics clients actually search for. Okay? I mean, market updates. One of the best videos you could do on story or reel or on your Facebook or Instagram is the market update. And even if you get a low count, those that are in the market are going to look and watch your market update. I mean, if you're from the East Bay, you're from San Francisco or Silicon Valley, if you do your, let's say, bi-weekly market update and you do it consistently, and it could be, 30 seconds, you get this data from the MLS, you could use ChatGPT. Sometimes it's not as accurate, so you got to make sure you read it. And so market updates are some of the best videos. Okay? Use storytelling to highlight your success and local expertise. I mean, this is, being consistent on video is really one of the keys. And here at podcast and webinars, if you could do a market update and a consistency of videos, whether it's buyers tips, sellers tips, strategies, etc., you build a following. And then also you have good content. Embed a call to action. It's always good to have a call to action. If you're not familiar with video or how these work, a good call to action is super important. Promote episodes on your social media, email, newsletter, and YouTube. If you haven't received my newsletter, make sure you get on my newsletter, because my newsletter is very unique. I mean, I've put all the cities on there where my market is, which is San Francisco. I mean, they could click on condos. They want to click on foreclosures in the area. They want to click on properties below 700,000 in Daly City, over 1 million in Contra Costa County. It's just click and then boom, the MLS opens up. And so that's my newsletter. And then if they want to get a loan, they click, boom, there it is. They're on their way to get a pre-approval. So my newsletter has information for the consumer, and then it has all kinds of links on the outer part to link you to more resources that I'm involved in. Webinar lead magnet strategy, pick up a specific high demand topic, right? First time buyers is always a great topic to talk about. It's a good portion of people and clients and leads. You know, there's always first time buyers, no matter what market it is. Collect emails during registration, you know, build your database, provide live question and answering. This is always good. You know, offer a follow-up call and research to convert attendees into clients. Okay, so a lot of this, I mean, I'm working on an ongoing evergreen self-automated webinar right now, and everything has to do with real estate, because all my other businesses has to do with real estate. I don't venture off into some other industry. I mean, if I'm doing business, it'll be in construction, underground construction, real estate development, providing virtual assistants to realtors, portfolio building, apartments, etc. Okay, here's some tools and platforms for podcasting. Spotify, and that's where a lot of people listen, and it's a good platform. On editing, Canva, CapCut. Okay, I mean, these are just the platforms and tools that you could become successful in podcasting. For webinars, you got Zoom and Google Meet. And for promotion, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. These are very common tools that we all could recognize. How to convert listeners to clients is right here. Include strong call to action at the end of each episode. Create downloadable resources that require email signup. Add nurturing sequences like emails, text messages, and follow-up videos. Invite listeners to book consultation and attend your next webinar. I mean, you could see if you're part of my Empowered Agents Network Facebook page, you could see I'm always promoting the next event, because I build, you know, businesses from event to event. I mean, there's an event coming up in March. It's called Cabo 2026. If you haven't been to that event, please go. It's my favorite event of the year. From 9:30 to 12:30, it's learning, teaching, and then from 12:30 on, it's just playtime on the beach, massages, horseback riding. We're in Cabo. Of course, my last day in Cabo. I always go fishing. Been doing it for the last 8 years straight. And this event is amazing. So I encourage you guys to go. It's Cabo 2026. Whether you're with EXP, Remax, Coldwell Banker, doesn't matter. Go, because you'll learn something. Content ideas for real estate. Well, like I said, market updates, your local market updates, neighborhood deep dives, buying and selling tips, investments, and tax strategies. I think tax strategies is one of the things that I still am continuing to learn at a higher level. There are many, you know, as you're, you know, mature in real estate, and you start learning about more tax strategies. And if you're lucky, hopefully you learn this really early in your business. Tax strategies, because tax strategies will help you make more money. Interview with lenders, contractors, and local business owners. I see a lot of this going on Instagram and Facebook, where realtors are now going in restaurants and interviewing with the business owner. And, you know, I'm watching some of these colleagues, and they are having 4,000 or 5,000 views, which is great, right? It's just going in to a restaurant, sitting down with the owner, maybe. If not, just taking a picture of the food, talking about the restaurant, talking about the area, and boom, there it is. A minute video. I wonder if they even get free food. All right, 90-day action plan. Here we go. Set up your podcast, okay? And think about your branding, your action plan. My partner and I, well, I can't say my partner, well, my gal, we're gonna be really doing a crossover of religion and real estate. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. We're putting that together as we speak. And today it's a very open. If you notice on social media, they talk about anything. They always said, don't cross politics, religion, and your business. Okay, they always said keep that out. But I noticed it's just crossing over now. And so we're creating something called real estate and religion. It's going to be interesting. Record 4 to 6 videos or episodes. Schedule your first webinar. Promote across all platforms. Launch newsletter funnel. Okay, so this really gives you an assignment to do. And you could, all the other teachings I had, and if you don't know all, if you don't have a list of the other videos and the Real Estate Edge videos I've done in the past, get it, ask my assistant Bessie, or look on the previous YouTubes that I've uploaded, and they'll have a list of videos there. Track your metrics, listen to your videos and podcasts, make sure you have a registration and conversions, track them. So our final takeaway, podcast and webinars position you as a trusted expert. Okay, that's why if you're always on Instagram and Facebook, this is a good way to be trusted. If you're not on there, then I always say, if you're not on social media, then you must be advertising. And if you're not advertising, you're not on social media, then how are you getting your business? Well, some of the ways that people that don't do advertising and social media, they're calling all day. They're a professional dialer. So I don't talk about that much because I don't know many people who could dial for a living, but I do know people who advertise and use social media. And since those are two of the main ways that people are getting exposure, either you're paying for it or you're doing it for free on social media, okay? Or you're doing both. So if you notice in the last week, my social media has changed because I changed the team behind it. And you'll notice the different style. It's cleaner. It's more professional. At least the postings from the team that I've put together. Clients follow the agents who educate, not the ones who chase. Okay? Consistent content, consistent inbound leads. Okay? So that's what's really important, is having content online through podcasts, through Instagram, Facebook. And it's just one of those methods that where we are today. I've been talking about this for several years now, and I hope some of you are really taking some of the teachings that I've put together to heart, because putting a newsletter together, simple automation, having a CRM together. These are basic things that we should be doing for our business. And guess what? The more people you have in your database, the more people that are on automation, the more business you'll have. So if you don't have your CRM together and your database together, you need to start with that. And then from there, you could build upon and start getting fancy with YouTube, podcast, etc. And so with that being said, your content is your reputation. Get it published. Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming on today. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I try to keep this short and sweet, 15 to 30 minutes every week. Monday is the most important day in real estate, in my opinion, because it gets you to evaluate what you did on the weekend. your activity. It prepares you for the week coming ahead. And then you could make those adjustments needed for your business. So anyways, I want to thank everyone for coming on. And until next time, see you Wednesday, the shift at 12 noon. And I'll be sharing the topic on Facebook later this week. Until next time, thank you, everyone.